Hey, it's me, Annalisa, at My Spiritual Friend. I am finally getting a chance to record on, gosh, now I don't know. I did a video on Epstein, and then I also mentioned, I think it was on that video, I'll have to go double back and check, about him, that I thought he would definitely get remanded to federal custody, and he did, which I'm very happy for, because just by the fact that he had a treasure trove, I know that's not really a great way to say it, but he had a whole, thousands of pictures of young girls and videos and everything else. It's clear that he has not, how do they say it, recovered, been rehabilitated. So I'm glad that he's still in custody. I found some interesting things. So number one, I got an image of him because I was like, so what's going to happen? Is he going to get jail? And I heard he's going down big time. And I said, I heard for life. So I think he's going to get a pretty hefty sentence here. I don't think he's going to be seeing freedom again. What I also got was an image of him in custody, like in a jail, like walking through a jail, and he had his hands cuffs, and he was wearing a jail outfit, like an orange jumpsuit, and I saw chains behind him as if they were, I couldn't see who they were connected to, but they were connected to people, and there was one really large chain, and I think 4 or 5 smaller chains, and to me, when I feel that, that feels like he's taking people with him. So there's going to be, I feel like for sure there's going to be one big person that comes out that's going down with him that everybody's going to be like, holy crud. And then there's going to be, I think, about 4 or 5 other smaller people. So perhaps the woman who helped procure children for him are going to go down with him. Another thing I found really interesting, because I kept seeing, I can't find whose current attorneys are. I just see everywhere I look for it, it says his attorneys, and I feel like there's a name David connected to his attorneys. So I was looking to see for a validation for mine, just for myself, because I kept seeing, so what I kept seeing was my friend's husband, who's an attorney, and his name is David, but he practices a totally different type of law. So sometimes I get shown that in order to pick up a name. So I was looking for the name David connected to his attorneys, and I found this article that was written back on, I believe, July 9th, and I'm going to link it here. It's an interesting article. And this sort of gives me and also an idea that I had said, I think on Sunday or on the Acosta video, I'll link that video too, that Acosta is, even though he resigned, that I feel like they're still going to come after him. Well, so this is what's interesting. I found this article in a law.com or something like that, and I'll link it. And it said that the Kirkland law firm is concerned because Acosta used to work for Kirkland, and the attorney that Epstein hired in the Florida case worked for Kirkland. They were, co-workers at a point. So it's interesting that a co-worker of Acosta's helped make a deal, a former Acosta co-worker. So I think those two gentlemen are going to be looking at some federal investigations coming after them. And that's why I think now that to me felt like really a validation of what I got, that he's still getting looked into. So let's see, what else did I get? At the same time, it was right about the time when they were making the vote for, this is about Trump now, right about the time they were, the House was going in to vote to see if they were going to impeach him, and they ended up tabling it. I saw Trump walking out to do an interview, and I felt like such nausea in my stomach and such sickness and like such sourness. I feel like he has a lot of gut issues. Definitely, I'd say, these are my intuition. I'm not his doctor. Reflux. And I also feel like this is where he carries his anxiety. So some people carry their stress and anxiety in their shoulders or their lower gut. And I felt very much so connected to my upper stomach, and reflux and stuff, which is interesting too, because, your solar plexus, I have often said, is connected to how you relate to the world, how the world relates to you, and your self-esteem, and he's got some really interesting self-esteem issues, and his how he approaches the world, very much ego-oriented. So I thought that was interesting. I also felt very foggy brained. So I don't know if any of you have ever had this, or they say sometimes you get foggy brain, you need to clean up your diet and things like that, and then you get kind of a clearer brain. He felt very foggy to me, and I've said that I felt like he's got some mental health issues. And it's interesting because I even feel like when he says, "Oh, I didn't start that, she started that," I feel like there's a lot of short-term memory issues, that he may not be remembering everything the way it happened. And it's there's something going on there. It's more than just I'm lying to lie. I think there is ego attached to that, and feeling like I want to defend myself, and so I'll say whatever I have to. But I also think there's some short-term memory issues going on, and the foggy brain of just like not being fully present in there. Someone asked me to do a reading on Pence. So this is what I get. When I initially look at Pence, I feel a very dark, heavy energy over him. I feel like he holds on to a ton of anger, and he is not quick to forgive. He remembers everything. He holds it all in. And this darkness and heaviness is interesting to me because he claims to be such a godlike man. And usually when I have someone that's very connected spiritually speaking, now you can be religious and not be spiritual, right? There's a difference. You can follow the commandments of your religion, and I'll use Christianity because it's the one I'm most familiar with. You can follow those commandments and follow, you could be legalistically following the Bible and yet still not have a full connection with God and not be, know what true faith is. And that's sort of where I feel like he is. I don't feel like he has a true, honest faith. Now, I'm not him, so I can't say, but it's the feeling I get energetically, but he follows it, and I feel like the decisions that he makes, he truly makes from that old belief system of women being subservient to men. I do feel like he's a bit of a misogynist. This is energetically. Again, I'm not calling him names. I'm just trying to put words to what I feel. I feel like he does seek his wife's counsel out, and he does listen to her with respect. And I feel like he does respect her in his own belief system. He has a lot of reverence for his wife and respect for her. Again, it may not be what you or I would subscribe to in a relationship, but I do feel like in his relationship, he has a lot of reverence and respect for his wife. Now, does that mean that in their household, they have an agreement that, he is the head, and so he's got the final say and the final word, but he does see her as being intelligent and a good sounding board. And he does come from a place of believing that his belief system is right and the way to be. Now, when I saw him say he was visiting the border and some of the facilities down there, I keep wanting to say encampments, and because it just doesn't feel like a holding place. He's a very proud man, and I feel like there's part of him that wonders why he got into what he got into, but I feel like he feels like he has to respect the office. Like he has that very old school mentality. And I also feel like, so this was interesting. I got that he has a vested interest in oil. And then I looked up and saw that he has connections to it. I feel like when he leaves the vice presidency, I don't feel like he'll run as a president. I feel like he's going to go and work and be on a board for a big oil company. He's got this really old school mentality. So evil, no, but definitely a dark, heavy energy, and one that I would severely try to avoid myself. It is not somebody I would feel comfortable around. It would certainly probably trigger him and bump heads with him. When I saw him there, I got such a terrible feeling when he said, you know, they're all criminals and you can't really believe what they say. I'm paraphrasing, so don't, you know, hold a stick to me. I'm just paraphrasing. I'm not saying it verbatim, but it's something along those lines. And you know, yeah, some criminals you can't believe, but you have your eyes and you have your nose, and they're not all, you know, it's clear that they're overcrowded. There's people making a lot of money off of this, and you know, they've said, and you know, I don't have the numbers or their accounting books, so I can't say for sure, but apparently they're being paid $750 a day per person that they're holding. And you know, I stayed at the Waldorf Astoria and it was much less than that for one night. It's a long story why I got to, but I was very excited about it with my mom. And we stayed there for one night. It was half that price, if not more than that, and less than that. And I got a shower, I had shampoo and all these things, and a nice cozy bed and lots of space. So my point being that, you know, they're missing the boat. Someone's making some money there, and I'm not saying it's the security guards, but somebody in that business is making money, and it feels like a lot of corruption in that. But I still feel like we're going to come in, and other countries are going to come in, and it's going to get resolved. It's going to be taken care of. And the image I got the last time when I said the 6 months time it would be better, I feel like there'll be less people. It felt very much emptier, an emptier facility. So I don't know if it's that we figure out a way to slow the crossings and slow the amount of people coming over and seeking asylum, or if it's that they provide more facilities and better care, which I feel like that's happening too. But I mean, the less numbers, I didn't know if, I'm not sure if they're saying that it's less numbers are coming over. Because I do feel like we're going to start helping these countries where the people are coming from, in order to help them sort of heal on the violence and the things that they're running from, in order to, you know, cease the flow. We've always been a nation that has helped others around the world. I know there's been some shady stuff too, so I'm not saying that, but you know, that's sort of been our mission. And I feel like we're going to start doing that for these countries to help them so that these people stay there. I do feel like that's going to happen. Okay, that's my video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, if you enjoy watching me, I'm going to keep trying to show you when I'm getting hits. I'm not always right, and I'm okay with saying that. Sometimes I'm not interpreting things right, or I'm not getting it right, whatever. I'm human. We all are. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you get when my videos are coming up. I will be back on Sunday. What is this? The 19th, 21st, with my live readings. Please come join me. I know I say a lot. I apologize. This is all kind of off the top of my head, and I want to make sure that I say everything. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Please try and stay cool if you're in the hot areas. It's pretty hot across the United States this weekend, so stay cool. Take care of yourself. Drink lots of ice water, or lots of water. If you can stay inside where it's air conditioning. And if you know anybody, an elderly person or somebody who maybe is less with money, just check on them. Make sure they're okay. Make sure their air is working, that they're staying cool. Give your, you know, if you can give cold water to anybody that's out and about working, our public servants, help us out. Send love out to everybody. And also, Britt, if you're listening, your dog Daisy, I have been saying prayers and sending her energy this week, so I hope she's on the healing mend and doing well. I'm thinking about you. I've been thinking about her. So y'all have a great night. Take it easy.